Hey everyone, Abel in Vegas here. Happy Tuesday. So for today's video, as you can see in front of me, I still have uh, the group of SGC cards from my submission literally in front of me. And so what I wanted to go through today is kind of um, show you guys kind of my process that I go through in order to get um, obviously the grading process completed. What I want to do with a lot of these cards, some of them that are for my PC, and some of them that I would like to eventually obviously sell, because that's one of the reasons why I do this. And so what I wanted to do today is kind of start with the cards that came in as gem mint 10s and go from there. So um, obviously I've already gone through the 10s and kind of sleeved them up, the ones that I know need sleeving. Um, then I have a couple other ones that I have. So for example on this side, that they are sleeved just so that I could handle them and not scratch up the holders, because the last thing you want if you are selling these and somebody, if you buy them, obviously you do not want to buy them all scratched up. So I try my best to put the protection cover in. I went to the store over the weekend since I knew it was coming and got myself some supplies, so I just need a little bit of time to be able to go through all the cards. So I decided to start with the 10s. And let me show you what I do. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick. So what I do is I have a spreadsheet that I create, that I kind of add all the cards that I'm sending to grade. And I don't know if you can see it on the screen or not, but I have different tabs. So depending what I send, I have different tabs to keep track of all my orders. So this particular tab, I have the my SGC bulk order. So I list all the cards. Up here, I have the total cost that it cost me for grade. So it's $7.50 a card. Down here at the bottom, I also add what my cost was to get the item shipped back to me, what my shipping cost to SGC was, and so all that gets calculated. And then I have a little formula here at the top that says, hey, so my total cost by the number of total cards. So that's how I know that each of these cards was 820. So then I have a little column here that I kind of show what the value is of the raw cards. And then here I have a column where I kind of input my, what I call my target price. So now that I know some of the grades, I started going through, recent comps, if I could find some. And so I start thinking, so if I'm going to sell this card, what is the target price that I'm aiming for? And then, as you can see here on the right hand side, is I have created labels in SGC 10, 9.5, 9s, and then I will add a number, which will then add, it'll keep track to let me know how many or how I did for the grades. I will be honest, I'm a little disappointed that I only ended up getting 40 SGC 10s. I feel that either I had a grader that was really grading these really, really detailed, but at the same time, I also understand that SGC grades pretty tough, but I'm just disappointed because I know how much I look at these cards. So obviously, as I go through the 9.5s, there is some cards that, as I was doing the reveal, that the grade came 9.5. I was like, nope, I felt this was a little bit of a better card, so I probably will be doing some slab outs, breaking the slabs, and maybe submitting a few cards to PSA and see what they think. So basically, then I just go through. So for example, Antonio Brown, I know there was a recent comp, and I posted that on my Twitter. Let me see here if I can get to. Let's see. Home. Follow me with these. So let's see here. Where is the? Here we go. So I ended up saying when I looked at the Antonio Brown Silver Prism, this is a Pop 1 as an SGC. PSA has seen a total of 4 of these silvers, and 3 of them are 10. So, in my opinion, when I look at these cards, because I know 2012 is one of the issues. Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, yeah, thanks, man. That prison came out very well. So I look at it right. If I were to sell it right now, I might be targeting around $500. But at the same time, knowing his career, I'm asking myself, well, is that a card that I should hold on to? Then I look at some of the Magic cards. So I'm looking at possibly doing like $35. There's a Drew Lock. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where did I leave football? Here we go. So, for example, there's this Drew Lock. So earlier in the year, these sold in PSA form for around $60 to $80. But in recent sales, they're pretty low. So I'm thinking, well, if I sell it now, I might target $35. I try to look for some comps for some of the basketball cards. Had a hard time finding actual comps. Okay, what do I do with those tops? With the Chrome cards? Those are all Kobe's. Well, now I misplaced a couple cards. Oh no, here they are. Jeez, I tell ya. So for example, this Dwight Howard, so I know he's gaining popularity. He finally had his championship ring, and so obviously I might be a little over right now, $750, but I'm just thinking, you know, do I price it that high? The population counts aren't very high on these cards. So now basically I just spend time, you know, second guessing myself and trying to find out how to properly price this card. So I did go through. One question that I did pose in my Twitter, for example, is on this Kobe Purple. So there's only 2 cards of this insert that have been submitted to PSA. Both of them got a 10. And then I submitted this one to SGC, and it got a 10. But the question is, how do I price it? Now, the base version of this card in a PSA 10 sold for about $110. So I'm thinking that this insert right now, maybe my target price might be around $400. But I'm not... You know, does that feel right? 400, 350 maybe? So those are the kinds of things that I go through as I am trying to figure out how to price my cards, especially if I want to sell them. Then some of the other cards that I have decided to put a hold. So this one, it's a cool Magic card. I'm trying to decide whether do I want to hold and sell later. Do I want a PC card? This card. So I only, when M21 came out, I only bought one collector booster from Target, and I pulled this card, and I think this is one of the top chase cards in this set. And then the other question I have is, well, since it is the top chase card, do I want to consider maybe sending it to PSA and see if it'll cross over into a PSA 10? Just because I know PSA 10s garner a little bit more money for the cards. I got a 10 in the gold Travis Swaggerty, so he is still a prospect. It's possible that he may get called up this year. During this last season, he was part of the taxi squads, but they didn't call him up. He is 24 years old, so he should be getting close to getting called up. So I'm thinking I'm just going to hold this card until he gets the actual call to play. Some of these are PC cards, so I got a 10 for this Baby Godzilla. Pretty happy with that. I like the way it came out. The only 10 I received for the Topps 206 cards was this Gavin Lux Sweet Caporal. So excited that a Dodger card and a PC card is going to stay in my PC. The Jaws, the John Morant, I graded for my PC. Now, this next two cards, I'm thinking if they should be cards that I hold. So, for example, this is a 2012-2013 Panini Prism Tony Parker. So obviously, I feel like he may be a Hall of Famer in the future, but there isn't really that many cards available that have sold for him. So let me see if I can find Parker 120. So for example, in the PSA 10, you have a card currently listed for $234, and then recent sales. So PSA 9 sold for $47, but I don't see. I don't see any 10s. Let me just sort real quick. Oh yeah, highest price. So there hasn't been any 10s that have sold. So I'm just thinking that this could be a card that I just probably hold on to until more of a Hall of Fame announcement is made for him. So same thing with Jordy Nelson. I know he's a great receiver. Was a great receiver, had a good career. So is this a card that should be held on to just so they can age a little bit more? So that's a good question, Jeremy. So Jeremy's asking how much of an SGC discount do I place on PSA comps when there are no SGC comps? I think for me, when I'm looking at pricing a card, I'm kind of thinking the way of, so for example, I have one right here. So this Jesus Luzardo, his Bowman came back in a 10. So I have not seen any comps on eBay for sales. So obviously this is a newer card with the delays at PSA. But to me, I would still price this at the $35. It's a paper rookie card. So I would price it around $35, for example. Then you have the Chrome. Now Chrome, I believe there is a couple comps. But that is a little hard. But I to me kind of price them on what I feel is fair. But like I said, there is a lot of cards that there is a huge discrepancy between, between a PSA 10 and an SGC 10, especially when you go through the price history and you're seeing the auctions. And I know Nolan kind of talks about this in his videos, and he mentions that if you do get an SGC 10, don't do it at auction. Just do it as a fixed price, and more than likely, with time, you will find that collector who is looking for that card and would pay to have it in their collection. So that's how I look at those cards. So anyway, that's going to be my video for today. It's going to make it quick. I'm going to start going through more of these cards and putting the sleeves and trying to see how I'm gonna go about obviously cards from a PC, and then I probably would do. I'm thinking about holding off on doing a selling video for right now, only because I know there's a lot of issues with the post office and getting things delivered. Even for myself, I'm dealing with an issue now that, according to my informed delivery, which if you guys haven't signed up for informed delivery, you should. It's a pretty awesome service. You get an email every morning that kind of details what you should be getting in the mail that day. And so I'm concerned because on Monday, I was supposed to have 3 packages from Tops come in, and the mailman did not deliver them. They did deliver, however, obviously my SGC order. So I'm thinking, where are my other 3 packages at if you did come to my house? And then my email for today, those 3 packages that were not delivered were dropped off, were off the email. So now I'm concerned that I lost 3 packages because they haven't been delivered. So I'm trying to think what to do there. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow I will be breaking a box, my other second box of Allen and Ginter Chrome. So that should be a lot of fun. And then we'll see what happens on Thursday. So thanks guys for watching, and catch you on the next one.